Okay, there was a time, I don't know if you have Rebecca's number, WhatsApp number. This girl is so crazy that sometimes I go out of my mind. So there was a time she posted something on a group page that we're both in, and she just said something about, "Hi guys, does anybody know anyone who practices African religion in Germany?" And I saw the message on the WhatsApp group. I'm like, this girl won't stop surprising me. What is this again?
But then when it comes to the movies and everything, I'm going to be honest, I blame Nollywood a lot.
Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel.
A Good Day in Africa. My name is Kabeja Rebecca.
And my name is Olamide Olabimpe Olayiwola. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel, please.
So please click on that notification bell.
Welcome again. And today, we're going to be talking about something really, that might make you give us this look.
Very controversial. Very controversial.
Yes, and it's going to be it's going to take another dimension. So we're going to be just engaging ourselves. Most specifically, I'm going to be engaging Rebecca here. As you can see, she's all dressed for the part. So today, we're going to be talking about African spirituality. What expression do you have on your face right now? Okay, yeah.
Especially the camera guy.
So we're going to be talking about African spirituality.
Yeah.
There's, I don't know. There are lots of controversies and lots of talks, bants, arguments about this particular topic, and that's why we're going to talk about it today. So, Rebecca, what does African spirituality mean to you? So, African spirituality and religion. Do you think that African spirituality is a religion or is on its own? What does African spirituality mean to you?
I think I would define African religion first.
Okay.
These are practices native to Africans.
Mm-hmm.
But then what points to the spirituality is that now these practices touch every part of our life. So most times when you talk about religion, people look at religion as separate from the state, separate from culture, separate from the politics and everything. But then spirituality tells you that these are not separate. All these things touch your life. So it's a human being completely. You link to your environment, you link to your politics, you link to your health and everything. They're not separate.
So there is a difference between African religion and African spirituality. That's what you think?
No, it's the same thing, but spirituality recognizes how each of them connects to you, that it's not separate. Yeah.
Okay. Another question that I have here is, what do you think, or why do you think people react negatively when okay, just for you guys. Okay, there was a time, I don't know if you have Rebecca's number, WhatsApp number. This girl is so crazy that sometimes I go out of my mind. So there was a time she posted something on a group page that we're both in, and she just said something about, "Hi guys, does anybody know anyone who practices African religion in Germany?" And I saw the message on the WhatsApp group. I'm like, this girl won't stop surprising me. What is this again? Mm-hmm. Out of the blues, she just said something about somebody. Do you know anybody practicing African religion? First of all, why did you ask that question that day?
Oh, okay. So I'm doing a thesis to do with African civil society and legitimacy and peace building. So definitely, I came across when I was reading, I came across some work that was talking about traditional healers, traditional societies that played a very important role in peace building and in healing the community. So I really wanted to just hear from these people. So I posted in our group, and then I posted in another group, and people were like, So all this time we have somebody in the group who practices witchcraft.
Exactly.
The conclusions are the conclusions on African traditional religion are very dangerous and harmful to people who practice it.
I think there is that negative vibe, or the people just cringe and give us, they they even almost tell you not to talk about it, like not to say anything about it. Like, why do you think this is the case? Why do you think that so much negativity is attached to African traditional religion or African, spirituality, as you may call it?
Yeah, but even when you look at a little bit of our history, you realize that people, not even our history, even in our present life, you realize that people are punished for practicing this. When you claim, I'm going to meet my healer or this doctor, people just make conclusions. People say, oh, you're going to bewitch them, probably you're going to unbury this dead body, but people fail to realize that before we were exposed to religions like Christianity and Islamic, the societies, our native people practiced the African traditional religion before they started practicing any other religion.
I want to say something about, do you think this is just about the African traditional religion or any other religion that is outside what you practice? Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because
No, not sure.
While I was growing up, there was a particular person who used to pray against every other religion outside of Christianity. So more like, if there is anybody in this vicinity who is practicing this, like, they say like this negative, it's supposed to be a prayer, but it's like negative, really. And it's not just directed or targeted towards African traditional religion, but to every other religion that is not this person's religion. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So do you think that this negative thing is just towards the African religion alone, or to every other religion? Do you think people just people attach this negativity to it because it is African, or because it is just a religion that is outside of their own religion?
No, okay. It's not that the African traditional religion is the only one that gets that negative vibe. All other religions get it. But what makes the African one more relevant is that all religions have pushed it away. It's harmful to even practice it. It's dangerous. People are going to look at you sideways. People are going to think of you otherwise. When you look at our colonial history, you realize, like, I'll give you an example of Uganda. Before the colonialists, the missionaries, the Catholic and Anglicans, or even the Arab traders or slave traders, before they came in, you realize that these kingdoms were practicing religions that were native to them.
Yeah.
And then when Christianity and Islam came in, then the kingdom started fighting. So you realize that one of our kings was Anglican and he had backing of the Protestant church. The other one that came in later had backing from the Catholic church, and they fought like that. And then the other king who came in later had backing from the Muslims. So they kept fighting. And they came with all this power to them. They got the guns, they had the money. So it was quite rewarding as well. Very rewarding to go into the other religions. But I think we should stop really looking at it that way. Personally, I'm actually also trying to unlearn everything.
Yeah.
I'm trying to unlearn everything because some of these religions we practice are very exclusive. They don't encourage you to even associate yourself to people who practice another religion. They'll be like, oh, but does that person like pray with you? Can they come with you to church? Like, no. But then how can you associate yourself with people who are not holy or who, are not like this? I believe there is another religion that looks at people who are not part of them as, I would say a certain word as they call it, but they would call you like pagans. It's like you're something unworthy to them. But then the funny thing is that every time we're talking about religion, we forget that there are people who are like Hindu and, who are not necessarily Christianity and under the Muslim thing. So most times we focus on those two religions, but we know people from India or Bangladesh practice these other things and they are prospering as well.
Okay, yeah, that's quite true and frank. One other thing that what I grew up learning, or what I grew up hearing from a number of persons, is these religions, like African traditional religion and stuff. I learned that they were bad and dangerous to us. So it was more like, it was not even about people hearing it. There were movies that talked about stuff like this, like basically, you want to do something evil to someone, you go to all of these traditional healers herbalists.
Yeah.
Like you go to them and then you get what do I say? You're able to bewitch someone else. You're able to, you know, so it kind of left us with this understanding that these people are just everything wicked
Yeah.
and everything not. You should never have to associate
Associate
yourself
yourself.
with them, because if you associate yourself with this kind of people, you stand a chance of being bewitched. And like everyone wants to just run away from, you know, you don't want to get bewitched.
Nobody
And,
wants to associate.
but there is really something I want to say about that. It's the fact that we forget that people get to use things in different ways. The same way people use culture to oppress other people, the way people use education to oppress other people.
Biology.
Like people use different things to oppress people, and people use different things to cause harm to another individual. This is the same way people use religion to cause harm to another individual, regardless of the type of religion it is.
Regardless.
Like you could be in the so-called holy religion, and then you find people who are using this religion in the very wrong way to actually bewitch other people as well.
I believe the Bible says the power of the tongue. Be careful of that.
I feel like you could be in every religion has its own good side and its bad side and
It
stuff.
does.
So saying that you don't want to associate yourself with somebody because they practice African religion is like saying that people should not also relate with you because they've seen other people practicing your same religion but doing bad things with it.
That's very true. That's very important. And it reminds me, because I was having this conversation, and you know, like if you go on Twitter, people keep talking about how some of these religions have oppressed people when it comes to slavery, when it comes to hiding issues of raping young boys, and how some of these religions have kept quiet for this information and have never held these people liable for what they have done. And you know, people are saying, but then should we then associate ourselves to you people when you are doing this as well? This is quite unfair. But then when it comes to the movies and everything, I'm going to be honest, I blame Nollywood a lot. I blame Nollywood.
Wait, okay.
You guys
tell me-
painted everything.
No. Let's start from the very beginning. This same, I mean, I didn't want to mention Nollywood. I understand that. Wait, I understand that Nollywood has this part to it where, you know, they get to say stuff like, okay, you know, you guys are the wicked people.
Yeah.
But this same Nollywood actually has made me realize that the first understanding I had that these people are not entirely bad was even from Nollywood. Like, because most of the time when somebody I want to bewitch Rebecca, I go to a herbalist and then it gives me something, and there is another set of herbalists.
Yeah.
Like there is another herbalist who does something good, and you're able to heal yourself through this same herbalist.
Yeah.
So as much as yes, I would accept the fact that they reinforce the stereotypes, the stereotype of they are inherently bad.
Yeah.
They also teach that they are not 100% bad, and you could still get your healing from these people.
But then, that's just like any other African story. We've been painted dark, we've been painted backward. It's the same thing with African traditional religion. Even our education systems, the informal ones, they were painted backward, you know, not progressive. But then, at the end of the day, even when they make medicine, they still come to pick herbs from countries like Madagascar to make their medicines. They still acknowledge that there is something still good from some of these things, but they'll never bring it out. But then the main message that is given out is it's negative, it's backward. But then the one thing I actually admire about the African traditional religion is its ability to be flexible, and it's very pluralistic. Because, you know, we are heterogeneous people in Africa. It's not like we're one people. So each of us, okay, not each of us, but each of our nations, when I say nations, like ethnicities, our tribes, as for some of people call them, our nations, they, you know, worshipped their own gods and everything. They had their own practices and everything. And as you know, most African nations migrated. They were not native to those regions. I believe the Bantu came from somewhere in Cameroon, then they came to know East and Southern Africa, and you realize that when they moved to these regions, they found people already practicing their gods, who are worshipping their gods there, and then they had to adapt to those systems and then also introduce some of their own beliefs to those particular areas. And even when I look at our names, it shows the duality of everything. You know, Rebecca Kabeja. Rebecca is a Christian name, but then Kabeja is a name native to me as a Ugandan. And it
But
shows
what's
how
the meaning of Kabeja?
the most loved one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Go
the
on.
most loved one. But that's another story for another time.
Another day.
Yeah, story for another time.
Another day.
Yeah, because the name shouldn't actually be Kabeja. Yeah, it shouldn't be Kabeja. But yeah, it's just that I grew up in Buganda region and then the name became Kabeja. But if I was to grow up, if I'd grown up in my actual region, where I actually come from, my father's place, the name is pronounced differently. Yeah. Ah, the water is so warm. Ah, this feels good. Anyway.
I'm not dipping my leg into that.
Well, okay. Anyway, it shows that these African traditional systems are very dualistic, or not even dualistic, but they're okay with the multiple systems as well. Because
Yeah.
I got Rebecca because I was going to be baptized. That's when I got Rebecca. But Kabeja came immediately. Oh, she's going to be called Kabeja. That's her name. But then for me to get Rebecca, it's because I was going to be baptized. But Kabeja was the name given to me by my parents.
I feel like if people grow to a particular stage where they could make decisions about the kind of religion they want to, or the path they want to follow. For example, if I say that I want to now become an African spiritual person, do you know what? Like, if I say that I'm going to start practicing African religion now,
Yeah.
I feel like then I should be open to like changing my name, like, or like, for example, there are some gods in Yoruba land, Nigeria, like Ogun, Shango. So I could change my name to Shango Mide, something like that.
You don't have to.
Yeah, but I'm saying that if I could get names as a result of being baptized into Christianity, I could also get names as a result of being like a worshipper of like this
No,
religion.
but your name is part of the African traditional system. Your name is part of it.
Yeah, but
that
it
is
does not.
spirituality.
No. Well,
That is the spirituality. You're still connected to your ancestors. It's the passing on of these names. That's what I don't know about Lamdi, but I'll tell you, Kabeja, I'm not the first Kabeja.
yeah.
There was a Kabeja before me.
You're not the first, but like there's some names, for example, in Nigeria that when you hear these names, you automatically know the kind of God they serve.
Okay,
Do you understand?
yes.
So it's like this name specifically points to your religion,
Yeah.
points to whom you serve. Do you understand?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
now I'm saying that there is a God called Shango. So if my name is Shango Mide, you would easily know that the God that
you're
I serve is
associated
Shango.
to.
Do you understand? So you easily can tell that.
Yeah.
But Olamide is like, it's just random. It does not have any God attached to it. It does not have. So it's just a Yoruba name
Yeah.
that is just random about wealth and stuff like that.
Yeah. We
Right.
also have those names.
So I feel like
Yeah.
if you want to be a traditional worshipper or you want to practice this religion, you could get yourself baptized into this. And if I'm a Christian and I want to get baptized, I could
Yeah.
change my name to Rebecca, for example,
Yeah.
or Deborah. And I feel like I am making the choice now,
Yeah.
but does not mean that I have to look at every other person as though they do not exist because, or I do not want to associate myself with them because they practice a religion that I feel that is inferior to my
Inferior to
religion
yours,
or
yes.
stuff like that. And I feel like it boils down to the individual and not the religion. The individual could be wicked, could be evil, could be everything bad,
Yeah.
and the religion will not stop this individual from being bad.
No.
And somebody could be inherently good, like, and then the religion does not stop you from like
From doing that
from
bad,
doing good. So you could associate. I feel like there are people who practice your religion that you know that you cannot even associate yourself with. It's just discretion, right? You could just be friends from afar, right? And there are people who practice other religions. I have a very, very close friend that I've been close friends with for years who does not practice my religion. We lived together, we did everything together, and we were very cool with each other,
Yeah.
right? So I think it's not just about the religion. The religion is important, like, to each and every one of us, like the individual, but it's way beyond the religion. I think it boils down to the individual person, and you should not have to when you hear somebody is practicing an African traditional religion.
Yeah, but then I think religion actually is the problem. To me, spirituality might be the better of it because it tells you you have to be connected to everyone for your personal well-being. But then religion itself is more of an exclusive
Limiting.
thing.
You
Yeah,
think that
it's
it's
very
limiting.
exclusive. Because when you look at the African traditional system, you realize that it is not like coded. It is not coded, right? Yes. It is not coded, so it can be easily changed. It can be adapted. Unlike some religions that are fully scripted, and you have to follow this and this, and that is not African traditional religion. It is not. It's a religion that is passed on by word of mouth. You know, it's the practices, it's the healing, it is education systems. They just keep passing on this information. So when you have something new or foreign that comes in,
But that could also be
documented,
very dangerous. Do you know that?
but that's the thing that's happening to Africa. Most of our things were never like coded or documented. These things were passed on.
Because of this like unscripted thing, I think people just come around and then they have justification to perpetrate their own evil.
That's the thing. Because you can see many Africans, like African Americans right now, most of them are now trying to explore the African traditional religion, and you know, because they keep asking themselves, you know, when we came this side we're worshiping something else, not what we're worshiping now. Let's explore this. But because the people who could have actually shared with them this information, most of them were killed, or you know, they died, and this information was not there.
Yeah.
So
Basically, I think that we've touched on very important things.
yeah,
And we've
you
talked
guys
about
should go read.
spirituality, religion, African religion. I think that most importantly, you should not have to judge somebody based on the kind of or your own definition of good and bad, your own definition of a good religion or a bad religion.
Yes.
I think that it's way beyond that. We should see ourselves first.
Yeah.
And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I
And
did.
you guys should check out more of these things. Go to YouTube.
Yeah.
Just try to learn something different. We're not saying go practice it, but
Open
just
your
go,
heart.
Yeah. Open up your heart to something new. Go learn and see what you will find. Never know. You'll thank us.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching today, and please don't forget subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification button. So,
And we shall see you next time.
yeah. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel, Akuta in Africa. No.